kuleta ugonjwa ama magonjwa yasiyoweza kutibika na magonjwa ya aibu.
Let's go!
I'm 9 years of age and I come from Kenya, and I'm a junior top model. Now in Nigeria, I was crowned to be the junior top model, the winner of the junior top model category.
As I was walking through the shelves, I found this book. It says, Fly Away Home.
Today I'm going to show you guys on how to make the simplest oven-baked chicken at the comfort of your home. It has just the right amount of spices, and I'm sure you guys will love it.
I'm going to teach you how to make a flying ladybird.
How do we mentor this generation with the many challenges that they are going through? Is there hope?
Mentorship is simply, especially when you talk about youth mentorship, is matching young people with caring adults or mentors to provide support and guidance.
Okay.
The first foundation is to connect with our Creator, who is our maker, with God.
I believe as we run our own individual races of life, you may not realize how many young people are running with you. Possibly you don't see them, but there are people watching.
Greetings in the name of the Most High Jah Rastafari. My good name is Marley Moses, the positive warrior, alongside...
Yes, sir, DJ D-Rage, the baddest, each and every Wednesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 TV.
Tunakuletea the biggest reggae party in 254 in a yard extra. Extra niceness of reggae music.
Extra dose of entertainment.
When the thing is nice, we
have to do it twice.
You can sing like this. Atoti, sonoka, sonoka. Atoti, sonoka, sonoka.
Ati kumwamini. Yaani waamini mwanaume. Ate sasa.
Kama hii song inaiba kwa mwendwa wako Mariro. Mariro, yani that rap song.
Njue, is that a rap song?
What I mean is punguza umama. Wacha wasichana tuongee.
You are the one from America. Yeah, I did story from Africa. And then they go to America. Oh, yo, yo.
Anichapa, wakaniumiza, hata grandsons wake ndo walikuwa anasema, "Auntie amefanya nini, msamee, usimchape."
Wacha huyu msichana atwangwe. Wacha kumutwe. Wacha kumutwe.
Unasema nilikuwa nimekuajiri kazi?
Ndio.
Ninaishi wapi?
Ninaishi Kilelesho.
Kweli?
Ndio.
Kwani kuna Kilelesho wangapi? Mimi simjui. 3 years.
Yes, 3 years.
Wacha hajui where she was living.
Najui barabara inaitwa.
Najui barabara inaitwa. Wewe.
Makalio ikaumia.
Na mkamfukuza usiku.
Ni viso na boda.
Iko hapa kama ex.
Leta hiyo makalio tuone.
Umemaliza maswali?
Umemaliza swali.
Wapi tukichapa?
Nilikuwa kwa mliango nikakuja kusaidia mkaniambia you will be in the mix. Mimi nikawacha.
Ati
nitakuwa kwa mix. Yaani watanichapa pia hao.
Tuendelee.
Yes, obviously love to be back.
Kuuliza nini?
Ameniuliza kama huyo msichana anampenda yeye mheshimiwa.
I never heard the music so sweet. I repeat.
Wagwan, me brethren, big things are going. Remember, each and every Monday we have to shell down the place with nothing but the best of smooth reggae vibes in your favorite station. You know these things, man.
Alafu kila Tuesday, kata simu tupo side, giving you Kenyan music from the 254.
And of course, you can spice up your Wednesday by enjoying blazing hot hip hop and R&B jams.
We don't got no label. She say
say she want bottles.
Vibes and vibes as we go all across Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, all the way to Tanzania to give you nothing but the best on Afro Thursday. Make sure you make a date with us each and every single Friday with me, DJ_Liza Diva,
DJ Cold,
and me, Wanjiko. This is Club One Extra.
Unanifanya nisikie kunyongwa Hatija ai Mani especially ukisonga
Nini hapa? Nimefanya nini?
Mbona una raha?
Ile siku nilikusemesha wakati.
Kwa taarifa yako, mimi ni mke wa kiongozi.
Sasa wewe unamsahau.
Mwajua na nyinyi wenyewe, mtu wa kando ni mimi tu.
Sudi atakwambia. Sina haja nikwambie ni nini.
Mimi siko.
Ukija hapa, njoo kwa sababu mtu ni watu. Wengineo sahau.
يا حي لا يموت بدعي بصوت وسكون.
Barakatun nikah aisadu hunna mihna. Baraka ni kambo kwamba iko na baraka kushinda zote, ni ile ambapo kwamba inakuwa yenye kutumia ama inakuwa ina matumizi ambapo kwamba ni madogo sana. Subhanallah, kuna baadhi ya watu ukimwambia wao wanasema bwana mimi sina gharama bwana.
Mojawapo ya manufaa ya kuwa katika nikah ni kuepushwa na dhambi ya zinaa, ambayo dhambi hii huleta umaskini. Dhambi hii pia huleta ufukara na pia huweza kuleta ugonjwa ama magonjwa yasiyoweza kutibika na magonjwa ya aibu.
Thank you for joining us on Healthy Living. Stay connected to Voice of America at voanews.com. A look at your kidneys and how they impact your health. And an expert discusses chronic kidney disease and how to protect yourself. And Ivorian psychologist Noor Bakayoko shares some insights on bullying and what can be done.
It's important to avoid major events or major health crises.
How do you know if your cough is due to a serious condition? We'll have some answers. Stay well
and strive to make every day a healthy day.
Good afternoon and a warm welcome to KBC Lunchtime News on this 15th day of January 2025. My name is BenTroy Njue. Lensa Odingo is my colleague handling the sign language interpretation bit. Straight to the news. The Ministry of Health State Department for Public Health and Professional Standards has kicked off a 3-day workshop in Kericho County on drug and substance abuse control. The workshop being held at Kericho Teachers Training College aims to sensitize key stakeholders on drug and substance abuse and raise public awareness on the impacts of the vice.
On all parents, especially those that are getting involved in drugs, they must understand that they are destroying their own children. They are destroying the future of their children. They are destroying the future of our country. They are destroying the future of anybody who relates to the issues that we want to do as far as education of this country is concerned. As many as those centers everywhere, in every sub-county, we must have a rehabilitation station for both teachers, the learners, and even the parents that are being affected.
We have looked at those drugs, the tobacco, heroin, cat, miraa, and all that. It has a lot of effect on our children, and it affects them on discipline and their performance.
In other news, a special unit is being formed to bring an end to medical drugs thefts in Kilifi County. This comes against the backdrop of an arrest of 2 county officials over allegations of stealing government-procured drugs worth 100,000 shillings from a local hospital in Ganze constituency. Kilifi County Governor Gideon Mungaro, who spoke during the launch of the Mtondia Kebro Road project and Tezo ECD modern classroom, said the unit members will be drawn from the community.
Kama unajua wewe ni mwizi wa madawa hospitali, zako zimefika. Maana sasa mimi mwenyewe nitatembea. Kwa hivyo hawa watu wa hospitali ambao ni waizi wa madawa, mwambie chao kimotoni. Huyu tumeshika juzi ni wa kwanza. Tutawashika na ametupatia habari nyingi huyo jamaa. Ametupatia habari huyo dereva ametupa habari, tumenajua ni wakina nani wanahusika. Na tutawafuata mmoja mmoja mpaka tuwakamilishe.
Some sad news where renowned family lawyer and human rights activist Judith Thogori has passed away following a short illness. The senior counsel bar in a statement said Thogori died on Tuesday evening while receiving treatment in India, where she had been flown for emergency treatment.
Uliniwacha mi bila fahamu kuwa ni yako zamu, angalau ungeniambia eti unakam nitulize hamu wangu wa dhati. Hey, tama zangu zimenikwamia mikononi, labda huu ni mwisho wa dunia. Safiri salama, msalimu Maulana, tutaonana baadaye.
May she rest in peace. In other news, learners and teachers at Mkwajuni Primary School in the Takaungu area in Kilifi County are elated after the school underwent a remarkable transformation, turning what was once a dilapidated learning environment into a more conducive space for both students and teachers. The school's principal, Charity Mapenzi, while appreciating Mombasa Cement for the transformation, noted that for years students at the school studied in dilapidated classrooms, often sitting on dusty floors due to lack of desks. The revival of Mkwajuni Primary School promises to provide a brighter future for students who can now learn in a more conducive, comfortable environment.
This school actually takes the record, one of the oldest schools in Kilifi, which had run down through natural attrition.
We are celebrating our partners, our friends here at Mombasa Cement, for giving us a new brand school. Actually, it is a new brand school to us. If you would have seen it, how it was, surely you would have pitied us very much.
A breath of fresh air indeed. Elsewhere, still on education, Naivasha Member of Parliament Jane Kihara has called for investigations into the Teacher Service Commission's TSC ongoing recruitment of teachers, terming the exercise skewed. The legislator alleges that the exercise, which seeks to recruit 20,000 teachers, had taken a political angle, with some constituencies benefiting while others are locked out. Speaking at Naivasha Day Secondary School, Kehara noted that hundreds of teachers who had met the set academic standards and levels are being left out intentionally.
I'm happy that now we are stable. With the support of the board, we are now stable as a school to move. The structures are in place.
One of the stressing factors is removed because, even the students I know, they used to be stressed that, it's only Naivasha Day, which does not have a school bus. Right now, the school bus is right here.
What is happening is that now they are supposed to pay 200,000, 300,000, and they're supposed to pay even for last year. The money that the president himself told them to go to school, their problems will be sorted out. So the whole education system needs to be addressed.
From Naivasha now to Kericho, where the county government has launched a new cashless system for revenue collection, marking a significant milestone in the county's effort to streamline financial operations. Governor Eric Mutai, while launching the in-house developed cashless system at the county headquarters, said it will help address previous challenges associated with revenue collection while contributing to cost savings. The new system is expected to cover 49 major revenue streams across the county, with the county aiming to collect about 1.2 billion shillings in revenue.
This system has been developed in-house, eliminating the annual maintenance cost of over 40 million shillings associated with the previous system, which was unsustainable. The new system covers all our 49 major revenue streams and supports virtual revenue collection, enabling vendors to pay revenue from any location in consultation with our revenue officers and download their permits online. We are optimistic that this new revenue system will help us achieve our financial year's target of 1.219 billion shillings.
Elsewhere, lack of school fees and teachers' strike have been blamed for the poor performance of some schools in the just-released Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education KCSE 2024 results. To avoid absenteeism, school principals in Thika, Kiambu County, now want the government to allocate more funds to the bursary kitty to support bright and needy students.
A total of 962,512 students sat their KCSE exam in 2024, with only 246,391 students eligible for university admission, having scored a C+ and above. A section of schools heads in Thika say teachers' strikes and fee balances are some of the reasons for dismal performance.
Wakati wanafunzi wamefungua sana boarding school, uko na wanafunzi huko hawana walimu, inakuaga changamoto kali sana kuwaweka huko bila walimu. Wengine mliona vile kulikuwa nchi mzima, wengine walienda nyumbani.
The situation has further been exacerbated by delays in disbursement of capitation funds, leaving schools struggling to purchase essential items.
The fee arrears, it is a big challenge, one, to the students, because the student most of the time is not in school. Secondly, we are not able to buy materials, especially for the sciences. The performance of science is good because the runners do very many practicals, and those chemicals are very expensive.
James Gitao, the chief principal of MP Shah Chania High School, proposes that the government allocates a percentage of the CDF bursary funds to support bright but needy students.
Kwa hivyo mimi ningeomba tu sana ya kwamba kama ni bursary ijulikana tu vile itafanywa ili hawa wanafunzi wawe katika shule na shule pia isiumie.
The institutions are grappling with substantial arrears running into millions of shillings. Thika High School is burdened with outstanding fees amounting to 1.9 million shillings, Mpisha Chania Girls 344,000 shillings, and Thika Karibaribi Girls has a debt exceeding 600,000 shillings. But despite these challenges, Gitao says schools in the region recorded commendable results in the 2024 KCSE. Mpisha Chania boys achieved a mean grade of 7.337 with 4 straight A's and 18 A minuses. Thika High School posted a mean score of 7.7 with 355 out of the 463 candidates qualifying for university admission. Maria reporting for the Lunchtime News.
From Education Matters, avocado farmers in Nyanduma village in Lari, Kiambu County are calling on security agencies to enhance night patrols to ward off rampant theft of the fruit. The theft is said to be fueled by increased demand for the food both locally and internationally. During a public security baraza, Sub-County Deputy Commissioner Samuel Kariuki gave assurance of security enhancement and action against those caught in the act. Farmers are also calling on the government to help them register with the Avocado Society in order to get market for their produce and eliminate middlemen.
Serikali inawezekana itutafutiwe factory ya makorofia ndio tuweze kuuza hiyo makorofia, kwa sababu hiyo makorofia tungepata hiyo kiganda the Lari constituency tunaweza saidika sana.
Lakini sana sana wale wanakuwa na hiyo maneno sana sana kushiriki kwa hii maneno ya wizi ni wenyeji wale vijana wa nyumbani, lakini tumekubaliana tukiamusha nyumba 10 na community policy tutakuwa tunaweza kuidentify ni akina nani hao wanasumbua wananchi kwa mambo ya wizi ya avocado katika hii area.
And away from the precious fruit, parents in Samburu County have been urged to embrace education to eradicate outlawed cultures in the region, such as child marriages and female genital mutilation (FGM). Speaking during the delivery of school uniforms and learning essentials to Nkesioni Primary School in Olbiroi in Samburu North by donors, among them World Vision, parents were encouraged to support the academic ambitions of their children. However, a section of parents cited poverty as one of the main reasons learners drop out of school.
Now they have embraced education, and I'm here calling the community, the Samburus here in Depes, to embrace education. And we urge also the community to live retrogressive cultures like FGM, early marriages, which have been cumbersome in this society because they are negative and they cannot let the society progress. Ningependa kutoa onyo kwa wazazi wa hapa ya kwamba wapeleke watoto wao shule, na kama mzazi hatapeleka mtoto shule tutamchukulia hatua kulingana na sheria za Kenya.
Our support to the community is through provision of educational materials, uniform, and also in partnership with the Ministry of Education and also the Teacher Service Commission, whereby now the school has already been registered, and currently we have a primary school called Njue Primary School, where now the Ministry and the Teacher Service Commission are going to locate the teachers. So this community, it's now starting embracing the value of education.
Moving on, Kiswahili stakeholders have called for concerted efforts among the 8 East African community countries in promoting the use of the Swahili language and pushing for a change of attitude towards its use in the region. During the launch of this year's Kiswahili International Conference in Kampala, Uganda, the stakeholders lauded the achievements made in promoting the use of Kiswahili, among them its approval as the official language for the Africa Union meetings. The theme for this year's conference will be embracing Kiswahili as a political and economic imperative for Africa's renaissance.
Kongamano hili limelenga kutoa changamoto kwa viongozi na wadau mbalimbali
tuone kwamba tunahamasisha wananchi waweze kukielewa Kiswahili, waweze kukitumia Kiswahili, kwa sababu Kiswahili ni lugha wezeshi, Kiswahili ni lugha unganishi, Kiswahili ni lugha isiyobagua, na ndio lugha pekee ambayo tutajivunia kama Waafrika.
Katika mikakati kama hii ya makongamano ya kufundisha, na kama ninavyosikia kwamba katika mwaka huu kuna mkakati wa kufungua vituo zaidi vya kufundisha Kiswahili, mwafikie pia na nchi wanachama wengine wa Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki ambao hawajaanza kutumia Kiswahili, ili pia wapate msaada kutoka majirani na ndugu ambao ni wa Jumuiya ya Afrika, ni wanatoka katika Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Shifting gears to matters agriculture now, the Department of Agriculture and Livestock in Kakamega County has kicked off a livestock vaccination drive against foot and mouth disease. The drive is aimed at preventing more infections in the region. This and more stories in our county news wrap.
The Kakamega County government has in the meantime closed down several livestock markets and banned livestock movement in Shinyalu and Malava in a bid to prevent the spread of foot and mouth disease.
Huwa unaadhiri mdomo, unaanza na uvimbe katika mdomo. Hizo uvimbe vinapasuka na vinakuwa vidonda.
Tujafunga vichinjio, lakini madaktari wetu wako makini kuhakikisha kwamba wanyama ambao wameathirika au mifugo ambayo imeathirika haitaweza kuchinjwa ije iathiri afya ya mwanadamu.
Elsewhere, residents of Nyatike sub-county in Migori County have urged the government to beef up security in the area after a series of attacks and house break-ins in Sori and Makalda.
As we are talking today, we have 3 bodies of people murdered in the constituency, and we have a critical lady who was badly beaten and is in Eldoret there after done operations. She's still in coma.
The security officers there are on ground investigating. We are aware that there was a death.
Meanwhile, Homa Bay County Chief Officer for Health Dr. Kevin Osuri has dismissed claims of essential drug shortages made by the Kenya National Union of Nurses during the launch of their strike.
We want to kindly request Homa Bay County government, please, if there is a given amount that you are owing KEMSA, a supplying agency, please pay it so that KEMSA can supply drugs, essential drugs and non-farms to our health facility.
Yes, we have essential medicines. You can't have all the drugs in any hospital, including the best hospitals in the world. You can't have all the drugs, but at least the essential supplies ought to be there, and they are there.
In the meantime, Makueni Governor Mutula Kilonzo Jr. has urged parents with malnourished children to visit nearby hospitals and obtain nutritional rations to help improve their children's health. This is after the county recorded high cases of malnutrition.
Tuliuliza washikadau wetu ambao ni wasaidizi wetu watusaidie na supplements hizi ambazo ni za takriban milioni 2.6 na zitaweza kupatia watoto na mama zao ambao wako na severe malnutrition.
And internally displaced persons in South Mugirango, Kisii County, who were displaced after the 2007-2008 post-election violence have expressed optimism that they will be compensated after Seme Member of Parliament James Nyikal tabled a motion on the compensation of the IDPs at the National Assembly.
Nashukuru sana kwa katika hili mwenendo ambao tumetembea katika muda mrefu sana. Nimeshukuru katika serikali yetu ya kwamba imesikia kilio chetu ili itufike karibu tutoe machozi, kwa sababu tuliyapitia magumu na tunaendelea kuteseka. Hata watoto wetu vile wamepita katika shule wameteseka.
Finally, the government has defended itself against tree planting days after the rainy season ended. Speaking during a tree planting activity in Ruthumbi area in Menti South constituency, Meru County Forestry Officer Wellington Daka said that they will solve the drought issue by irrigating the trees.
Hata jana ilikuwa naulizwa CFC, why are you planting trees now? It's almost a dry season, fire season. Wazungu wanauliza hapa. Na waambia we are planting trees anytime. Tunapanda miti kila wakati, lakini tunajua njia ya kumaintain. Ukipanda miti 5 kwako unaweza shindwa kuwekea maji kweli? na tuko na mizo 6.
Kasichana.
And now to our weekly segment, The Cabinet. Joseph Kanzolo Munyao's journey from an accounts clerk to a cabinet minister is a testament of his dedication, resilience and leadership. Serving as Minister for Livestock and Fisheries in President Mwai Kibaki's administration, Munyao is hailed for transforming Kenya's agricultural sector after he secured title deeds for critical agricultural land to revive the Kenya Cooperative Creameries. Take a look.
Joseph Konzolo Munyao was born on the 4th of May 1940 in the then Makueni district. He attended Kibaoni Primary School and Makueni Intermediate Schools. From 1958 to 1961, he went to Machakos High School. After completing high school, he was employed as a clerical officer in a commercial bank before he pursued a career in accounts. He joined politics during the 1963 inaugural general election at the age of 23. He contested what was then the Mombasa mainland seat, comprising Changamwe, Kisauni and Mtongwe, but lost. Munyao would later meet the late President Mwai Kibaki and the duo became lifelong friends. He would later ditch the banking sector and join provincial administration as an accountant from 1965 to 1968. To broaden his experience, Kibaki secured a posting for Munyao as a financial attaché in London from 1969 to 1972. When that ended, he was elected Member of Parliament in 1975 in his home district after winning a by-election after a successful petition challenging the election of Joseph Kalulu, winning the Mbooni parliamentary seat. He later served as an assistant minister in Kibaki's office when he was vice president. The infamous 1988 Mlolongo queue voting system would see Munyao lose the seat to Johnson Macau after Kibaki fell out with then-President Daniel Arap Moi. At the end of 1991, the two would reunite politically with a return to multi-party politics. They formed the Democratic Party the following year and Munyao recaptured his Mbooni seat on a DP ticket. In 1995, John Kim, the DP Secretary General, defected to KANU. Munyao replaced him. His first assignment as the party Secretary General was to bring back to the party fold Charity Ngilu, who had been among the party founders in 1992, and Ford Kenya's Kijana Wamalwa, to come on board birthing the National Alliance Party of Kenya, NARC. He was Kibaki's right-hand man in the negotiations that led to the creation of NARC, which won the presidency. In 1998 to 2002, he was nominated as Member of Parliament. In 2002, he was elected as Mbooni Member of Parliament in the NARC administration and was appointed Assistant Minister for Agriculture. 6 months later, he was given a full ministerial slot in the first of Kibaki's cabinet reshuffle. He became Minister for Livestock and Fisheries, a docket hived from the larger Ministry of Agriculture. His first task as minister was to secure title deeds for the Agricultural Development Corporation. Among those retrieved and secured was the 100,000 hectare Galana Kulalu land in the Tana Delta.
And moving on, from 4 leavers who failed to attain the university cut-off points in the 2024 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education KCSE examinations have been urged to join TVETs to further their studies. Meanwhile, concerns are being raised about the below-par performance of several schools in Migori County, previously known for their academic excellence.
According to the 2024 KCSE exam results released last week, over 700,000 out of 962,512 candidates who sat for the exam missed the university entry mark of grade C+ and above. Data from the Kenya National Examination Council (NEC) shows that only 246,391 attained the university entry points. Despite the setback, education stakeholders are urging the students to embrace vocational courses to boost their employability.
Kama unagojea kwenda university, tunasema unaweza fanya short courses kama unagojea hizo miezi kabla ujiunge na university. Kama ulipata grade yenye haikuweza uende university, unaweza join ufanye kazi za mkono kama plumbing, electrical.
Meanwhile, leaders in Migori County have expressed alarm over the poor performance in KCSE exams registered by schools in Nyatike sub-county, which were once known for their academic excellence. Leaders in Nyatike are pointing to lack of community support, low teacher morale, and inadequate resources as reasons for the downward trend in academic performance.
So many other things we need to be asking ourselves. At that time, it was a giant. And what drastically happened for it to fall from that position that it was? As a school, we had a policy that we give the student what he deserves. If we receive a student with 200 or less marks, then the student gets what he deserves, because the teachers are teaching, we attend to our classes, and we do everything possible to give them the grade that they deserve.
For the last very many years, these schools have been performing very well. But 2 to 3 years now, we realized that the performance is going down. And that is why today, when we realized that only 25 students are going to university out of 23 schools, we took it with a great concern. And it is very sad that most of regions are celebrating good performances, but us, we are crying of poor performances. And I do not want to go into a blame game, because we really need to understand what is the problem.
Joseph Wahungu for Lunchtime News.
Public service.
Very well, at about 28 minutes past the top of the hour, we are due for fast break time for me and my colleague Lensa Odingo to catch a breath. We'll be right back.
Will you happen to have the cop's number? Sisi number hapa kwa book.
What is your relationship with Alice?
Sending an OCS to ask me questions? Anafanya tu kazi yake. Don't you think Blackie will talk?
Everybody talks, Nick.
It's done.
How do I know you're not lying?
Unasema nini wewe? That's incompetent. That's what you are. Get out. Just get out of my sight. I don't want to ever set my eyes on you again. Out!
Hawa si watu wamejuana leo. They must be hiding something.
Hii dunia unaangalia urafiki ya matumbo yako, so kuwa smart.
Jamedani ni rafiki wangu wa siku mingi, siwezi takapoteza urafiki yake.
Hiyo sasa ni kumaanisha nini?
Nyinyi mko na vita mingi sana.
Si Jeni mnapendana naye?
Si uniache nitulie.
Matel. Finally umeamka. Good morning, Queen Jane. Jane, habari ya asubuhi?
I think God is giving me another chance.
Jane, are you okay?
I think ni hizi dawa.
Unajua Jane anaongea na parables, mimi hata simuelewi.
I think hizo siku mingi alika hospitali ndo zinamuaffect.
Anashinda akisema ati amegundua kila mtu ni muongo.
I don't trust anyone.
Mpaka mimi yake.
Welcome back to Lunchtime News, and many thanks for keeping us company. Moving on, National Assembly Chief Whip Silvana Sosoro now wants Public Service Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi to tender an apology or face impeachment for linking the government to abductions. However, a section of lawmakers allied to former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has told Muturi to resign and join forces with the opposition.
Public Service Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi bombshell on mysterious abduction and release of his son in June last year continue to spark reactions from across political divides.
A section of pro-government lawmakers, including National Assembly Chief Whip Silvana Osoro, who spoke in South Mugirango, accused Muturi of undermining the government, threatening to rally for his removal by way of impeachment.
Wewe ni cabinet secretary, unaketi kwa cabinet, unaketi na rais kila siku, unaongea na polisi kila siku, unaita press kulia juu ya polisi, Justin Muturi, na unajua sheria, ulikuwa speaker. Leo mimi nakuambia mbele hawa watu wangu, ile kiboko tulipiga Gachagua ndio inakuja kwako. You resign ama nikutoe.
However, a section of leaders allied to former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua urged Muturi to resign and join the opposition.
Omba Muturi, vile unaendelea kuongea kuhusu adoption, ningekuomba uongee ukiwa nje ya hii serikali. Sababu ukiendelea ukiwa pale ndani, sisi kama wananchi tunaona unaongea juu kijana wako ni mmoja wa wale wamewahi shikwa. Mimi ningekuomba uje utetee raia wenyewe.
This as a section of opinion leaders from Embu County came to the defense of Muturi, saying his concerns were valid.
Ikawa hata kama alitamuka, mimi sioni haja ya Justin Muturi kuwekwa pressure aweze kuresign. Ile kitu naomba ni Justin Muturi na rais wetu ambaye ni William Ruto na Deputy Abraham Kithure na leaders wale wengine wakae pamoja wasemesane.
Yeye alikuwa anatetea mtoto wake na mtoto mwingine yeyote kama wale waliokuwa wametekwa nyara. Na mpaka saa hii tunaona kwa TV kila siku ya kwamba kuna watu ambao watoto wao bado wametekwa nyara.
Giverson Maina, Lunchtime News.
Now, Nakuru County Government has embarked on the digitization of land information by establishing an electronic land information management system, ILIMS, in a bid to efficiently manage urban development and land use. County Chief in charge of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, Kamau Kuria, said the system will integrate issues related to land matters, management, development, control, and revenue optimization.
Launching an assessment with the consultants to evaluate the requirements for us to develop a comprehensive electronic land information management system for the county of Nakuru. In this aspect, it's all about aligning our interest as a county and ensuring that the future of Nakuru County becomes easier in terms of efficiency decision making, in terms of governance. And the whole aspect of electronic land information management system will boil down to us developing almost what I would call a land observatory for Nakuru.
Data is critical, especially now where we are as a country, and we are moving into different spaces of acknowledging different types of data that originally was not a key factor in the Kenyan space. And the data that you're talking about now is the geospatial data, or the data about space. The data about space allocates every element or every object that exists with coordinates, and that's what you're doing.
Time to make sense of shillings and cents in business, where farmers in the dairy sector have urged the government to accelerate access to finance for farmers to help bolster production. Eastern Africa Farmers Federation say the rising cost of livestock feeds, coupled with climate change effects and limited access to finance, are the leading barriers currently facing dairy production in Kenya.
Statistics from the Kenya Dairy Board show that the Kenyan dairy industry contributes 4.5% to the national GDP, 14% to the agriculture, gross domestic product, and 44% to livestock. However, high livestock feed prices and limited access to quality feed have adversely affected production despite the high potential in the region. Eastern African Farmers Federation CEO Stephen Mushiri says there is need for the government to forge collaborations with the private sector and help address the barriers that have plagued the sector.
We don't have enough material to actually produce feed. Of course, that means then it's going to be very costly. We also have an issue of the quality, the quality of the feed. Maize, we've had challenges of aflatoxin, and managing that, especially across the border, that has been an issue.
Kenya, which produces an estimated 4.6 billion liters of milk per year, has had to import duty-free raw materials for feed manufacturing from within the region as the government attempts to address the high feed prices and stabilize the industry.
Unfortunate that for the last 20 years, no country in Africa has met its commitments to actually support agriculture. Simple budgets of up to 10% allocation to agriculture have not been met by any country. So, the discussions have just started. We need to actually see how do we look at possibly other forms of improving investment.
2024, we managed to produce a total of 318 million liters of milk. That gave us to a tune of about 15.9 billion income to our county. And this shows that it is the biggest earner for our farmers, and we just want to encourage our farmers to be able to join the cooperatives.
Frederick Muki for Lunchtime News.
Elsewhere, traders across Africa will now have a chance to trade with greater ease and efficiency following the launch of Umoja Coin, a digital currency specifically designed for cross-border trade on the continent. The digital coin, which was listed on Singapore-based cryptocurrency exchange CoinStore, this month aims at addressing trade barriers such as fluctuating exchange rates and limited access to banking services. CoinStore is a prominent digital currency exchange that allows users to buy, sell, and trade a variety of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Umoja Coin, among others.
Coin is a digital currency that is paired with USTD and is secure, seamless, and a low transaction fee. So basically, you'd compare it with the old barter trade system where you would exchange goats with maize, but now you're not trading goats and maize anymore. You can actually send Umoja Coin and somebody receives it instantly, whether you're in Kenya, Ghana, or New York. What our slogan is, one currency, one people, one continent. So it is by identity African, but it is global by acquisition. So anybody, anywhere in the world who wants to use Umoja Coin can actually use Umoja Coin. At the moment, we are listed at the CoinStore Trade Exchange. And anybody can actually buy it and can sell it and can hold it and can trade it.
The government has formed a multi-agency team charged with fast-tracking implementation of food safety standards in effort to boost food exports. This comes after most consumers raised concerns on health consciousness, especially about the food they take, with modern taste, nutritional value, effect on health, and food quality being among the yardsticks. A national meeting of principal secretaries and CEOs on food codes held on Wednesday in Nairobi underscored the importance of improving food quality.
To truly protect human health and unlock global trade opportunities for Kenya, we must translate our commitments into action by ensuring that effective implementation of Codex standards are at the top of our agenda always.
I appreciate the committee for the excellent work that they're doing, because this is aimed at promoting trade and securing majorly businesses for the private sector. Because through compliance, you're able to export, because your goods are given a tick in terms of compliance.
Codex standards are very, very significant, and they're important for us to adopt and include in our legislation and ensure that we are able to enforce and have a harmonized application of food standards.
When we are looking at increasing our exports, how are we able to increase our current exports and grow that? We can only do that when you have harmonized food standards, and that is what the Codex Alimentarius and our participation in harmonization of these standards as a country.
And in agriculture, small-scale farmers are set to benefit from a 6.3 billion shilling funding from the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, to streamline the agriculture value chain. TechnoServe Deputy Country Director Sebastian Ogema says the fund will create market linkages to minimize post-harvest losses and assist startups in the agriculture value chain access affordable credit.
Requires different sorts of finance. Farmers require different sorts of finance. Those who buy from them require different sorts of finance. Those who process that food require different sort of finance. Those who transport that food require different sort of finance.
We're committed to supporting over 500,000 people by enhancing food production, distribution, and access, as well as continuing our work with partners across local food businesses and the food system.
In the next 5 years, the food system activity will work with county governments across Western, Northern, and Southeastern. These include Bungoma, Busia, Homa Bay, Garissa, Isiolo, Kakamega, Migori, Makueni, Siaya, amongst many other counties.
We believe when we improve food distribution and market access, local farmers, pastoralists, and businesses will benefit from increased income opportunities, more efficient food supply chains, and enhanced market access.
In sports, the Confederation of African Football has unveiled a new logo and trophy for the Total Energies Africa Nations Championship before the final draw is conducted tonight at the iconic KICC. The trophy features a sleek contemporary design with silver and gold elements to represent the prestige of the Africa Nations Championship. All the 54 African nations have been captured in the design with distinct lines united with the map of the continent. The new look is meant to celebrate the passion and unity across the continent as a tribute to players who have given so much to the sport. In the meantime, the stage is set for the 2024 African Nations Championship final draw, which will be conducted tonight from 8 a.m. at the KICC and will be live right here on KBC Channel 1. The actual tournament, which will be co-hosted by Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, has been pushed to August of this year. Make sure to make a date with KBC Channel 1 at exactly 8 p.m. In other news, the Kenya men and women Coco teams were off to a good start in the inaugural Coco World Cup at the Indira Gandhi Stadium in Delhi, India. The men's team beat Malaysia 57-28 as the women's team hammered the Netherlands 119-16. Malaysia won the first turn 8-3 before Kenya turned the tables in the second turn to win it 34-11. There was no stopping them after that as they took the third set 41-21 before they bagged the fourth set 57-28. The Kenya women were not left behind as they registered a commanding 119-16 win over the Netherlands. The national men's team is drawn in Group D together with England, Germany, Malaysia and Australia, whom they will face tonight. The Kenya lady team, on the other hand, are in Group B alongside our neighbors Uganda, England, Australia and the Netherlands. The tournament comes to an end on the 19th of this month. And now to the most popular league in the world, the EPL. Liverpool came from behind to maintain their lead in the English Premier League with 1-1 draw at the City Stadium grounds. Arne Slot expressed contentment with how his team played as he hailed the season's surprise package, Nottingham Forest, for their tight defence. Nottingham Forest is now in second position, 6 points behind Liverpool. Nottingham Forest showed their depth in the game in the 8th minute after Chris Wood netted 1-0 draw. Former Chelsea boss Graham Potter recorded his first win with West Ham. They secured a 3-2 win. Very well, and a quick one. We have the North London derby tonight featuring Arsenal against their bitter rivals Tottenham Hotspurs that will be played tonight at exactly 11 p.m. at the Emirates Stadium. But a quick one as well. Everton will be facing Aston Villa. Leicester welcome Crystal Palace. Newcastle play Wolves in the English Premier League. Plenty of matches to be played tonight, but you can trust KBC Channel 1 Sports, your true sports partner, for the goals, sights and sounds in our subsequent bulletin. Many thanks for indeed joining us. My name is BenTroy Njue. Lensa Odingo has been my colleague on the sign language interpretation. Do have yourself a blessed afternoon.
I never heard the music so sweet. I repeat.
Wagwan, me brethren, big things are going. Remember, each and every Monday we have to shell down the place with nothing but the best of smooth weight the vibes in your favorite station. You know these things, man.
Alafu kila Tuesday, kata simu tupo side, giving you Kenyan music from the 254.
And of course, you can spice up your Wednesday by enjoying blazing hot hip-hop and R&B jams.
We don't got no label. She says she want bottles.
Vibes and vibes as we go all across Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, all the way to Tanzania to give you nothing but the best on Afro Thursday.